if I want to watch your movie tonight? Because I'm not surprised, but how can you lie about actually attending your own mother's funeral? This is sad. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, I'd really appreciate it if you do subscribe and do click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. I'd really do appreciate if you do subscribe and click the bell. I kind of want to give you guys a whole reminiscing about the whole story, just in case if you forgot. So I want to play this clip of Wendy lying on her show about the whole description of her brother and her mother at a funeral, and I'm going to come back with some more.
At mommy's service. And you know she looked beautiful in her casket. And you know that you fist fought a loving member of our family, half your age, who was supposed to be somebody, a blood relative, everyone, not my son. My son is in the back, shocked that he's at his grandmother's funeral, studying for midterm. And I'm going between a closed service, saying hello to people, and also my son wanted me to quiz him so that he gets an A. It's weird how kids are, but he's 20, and it was something. You started a fight over an open casket right there with my mother. Thank God we were at a civilized funeral home. And the man of the funeral home blocked so mommy wouldn't fall out and there'd be a catastrophe. You should know better at 53. And for all of you all who wonder why I said on that day I appreciated my ex-husband more than I could ever appreciate my brother, it's because my ex-husband was invited to be there. I went to my father. My mother and I had talked about this a long time ago. You know, when you're 86 years old, it doesn't just happen. You know, it's a slow process. And for me, I'm the daughter or family member, whoever, who would talk to my mom about anything, and I would ask her, you know, how do you want to look? My mother was wearing a beautiful cheetah print dress that my father got for dirt cheap at Neiman Marcus, and it was her barometer dress. It still had the tag on it. That was 1 minute and 30 seconds? Okay. Anyway, and she had on the right lipstick. It doesn't just happen. You know, it's a slow process. And for me, I'm the daughter or family member, whoever, who would talk to my mom about anything, and I would ask her, you know, how do you want to look? My mother was wearing a beautiful cheetah print dress that my father got for dirt cheap at Neiman Marcus, and it was her barometer dress. It still had the tag on it. That was 1 minute and 30 seconds? Okay. Anyway, and she had on the right lipstick, a particular pink she wanted to wear. She looked gorgeous. They gave her tan because all she did was want to bake in the sun. She was a sun girl. And you fought with our family member. And my ex-husband came back to my son and I, and he said, I know it's not my place. By the way, he smelled really good and was Dior up and down. That was that, no, we're not getting back together. Follow what I'm saying to you. My son and I are sitting here studying. I'm trying to ignore what's going on over there, looking to make sure that my father's okay. My sister was kind of handling everything, and I was removed. And Big Kev said, I need to break this up. This is not right. Your mother wouldn't, this is not right. And I said, Kevin, what do you think, to my son? He said, Mommy, everybody's here is old, so nobody is getting up to fight. And so I said, all right, Kevin, you do this, but please don't throw fists and stuff, because you will be the one blamed, and me and your son will go to court and defend you all the way to the end, because we see, do you understand the difference between, he will always be my ex-husband, but in the name of what was right, and we gave a low-key, whoa, Hunter, all three of our hands like this, and he walked up to the front and separated my brother and this young family member who was very confused being a young man, and moved it all out there to the lobby. Still heard the screaming. The funeral home turned up the music a little bit. Daddy was fine. We went on with the rest of the day.
So Tommy basically did a videos in my feed dispelling the rumors and actually giving us the name of the funeral home in Miami. It's called Roman Funeral Home. Just in case, let me get it correct. It's Roman Funeral Home is in Miami. And so Range Funeral Home, I'm sorry, it's called Range Funeral Home is Miami, Florida. And so I had to give out my journalistic hat and I have to give them a call. The person that I answered the phone was in the realm of the funeral, so they knew about the funeral and everything, and so they were very hesitant about answering my direct questions because y'all know I'm a direct person, and they're not really allowed to answer questions that goes on in a funeral home. So I asked a general question, but of course it was pertaining to Wendy Williams and her brother, and Shirley Williams, rest in peace, the mother. Not about anybody else, of course, because I'm going to call and ask about somebody else who I don't even know. So basically, the video you guys watched, and I played it because all of those things that Wendy said was a huge lie. According to my source, there was no casket that almost fell at the funeral. If y'all recall watching that video, Wendy Williams described everything to the T that her mother wanted in terms of the dress and how she wanted to look. And that's only because they talked about this before she died, and she simply stated that in the video. However, she also uses that story basically saying that she was there and it happened to fruition. No, Wendy did not attend the funeral. Wendy was not there at all. That was a lie, number one. Number two, there was no altercation between Tommy Williams and the man half her age. And actually, the man half her age that she's describing is her nephew, which is Wanda's brother, Wanda's son, because Wanda has a daughter and a son. The son has like dreads. He appeared on the after show, and of course, the daughter is the news anchor in the family. And so, and Wanda's the lawyer, of course, the typical conservative lawyer. So the nephew that's Wendy describing, that's half the age, is basically the son of her sister, Wendy's nephew, Wanda's son. And so there was no fight, no casket was about to fall, no altercation whatsoever that was involved. And basically, you're using your nephew as a scapegoat, saying that he was there. You're using your son as a scapegoat, saying that he's studying for a test, which is highly disrespectful anyway at a funeral. Although, according to you, your mother would accept it, but that didn't even happen. And then you're using your ex-husband, who's a serial cheater, who cheated on you for years, as a nice guy, saying he stopped the fight, which wasn't even true. He attended a service and gave his respects, but you didn't even attend the funeral. According to my source, when I even asked the person if Wendy attended the funeral, my response was that Wendy was in town. And yes, she was in town. She was in town seeing Kelvin Hunter Sr., her ex-husband that cheated on her for several years. Look, Wendy, if you want to get back with the man, that's you, but don't sit here and use that and lie, saying that you met up with him because he was at the funeral. Don't use that as a lie. We understand you're not the strong person, or at least I understand you're not the stronger person that you want to appear yourself to be with these interviews. The man cheated on you for so long, for 2 decades, and basically you're using your son as a scapegoat, saying you got to be strong for your son, and basically you're trying to appear yourself as a strong one because you were okay with the cheating. You were okay with the cheating, and you're only not okay because he had the baby, and that baby didn't get aborted, that the other babies allegedly got aborted, from. But this baby just made it. And I'm not only want to say I'm allegedly because you basically said that he had abortions. But since Journey, and I'm sorry I gotta say the baby's name on here, but since the baby Journey did not get aborted, that's why you left. Okay, but at the end of the day, you still want the man, you still love the man, but don't sit here and lie. So to clear this whole narrative up, according to the source, there was no altercation. Tommy Williams did not get in a fight with the nephew. Wendy did not attend the funeral, but she was in town having dinner at New York's, in Miami, and telling her father that she has business to do, which is a lie. She has to go to New York. Instead, she went out and hung out with her ex-husband that cheated on her for several years. And there, Kevin Sr. did not stop altercations because there was no fight at all. And the casket did not fall. There was no casket that fell. Mrs. Shirley Williams' casket did not almost fall because there was no altercation in general. And I'm highly ashamed of Wendy right now, and I don't even think I want to watch the movie. And I'm sincerely no longer a fan, just like I'm no longer a fan of Charlemagne. I'm not a fan of you anymore, Wendy, because that's the last straw that you sit here and lie about attending your mother's funeral, using your son or your nephew as a lie in your story, using your serial cheater ex-husband as a lie in your story, using your own brother, your own flesh and blood, who I dislike, but your brother, he's still your brother, as a scapegoat in the story. The only person you probably left out is Wanda and your niece. That's it. Okay. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe. I'm ashamed. And click the bell. And click the bell so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Wendy, you're evil. You're evil.